We're going to start off with a series of questions. Again, you'll each be allowed 90 seconds to respond to the question. And then if you need additional time after that, just let me know, and you'll have up to a minute to either clarify or rebut what the other candidate's saying in terms of their position. And the first question, we're going to alternate. We'll start off, Colin, we'll start off with you first. And it's a question about small businesses. And that's one of the things we hear a lot about on the campaign trail from both of you in terms of the difficulties that small business owners are facing in New York State. In your opinion, what has contributed to the challenges they are trying to overcome, and what would you specifically propose to do to create a better climate for the small business owner? Okay, Colin?
Well, thank you, Frank, for the question. And first, a thank you to all the small business owners out there in the 99th Assembly District and in the state of New York. Small business in New York, it is the backbone of our economy. And unfortunately, Albany hasn't seemed to understand that. Albany seems to find a way to get in the way more than get out of the way. And in New York, we want our small businesses to succeed. Our small business owners, they live, they work in the community, and they employ individuals part-time, full-time, and create real jobs. And I know, Frank, you're a perfect example of, as a supervisor in Blooming Grove and working with businesses of all sizes, and how government doesn't have to create jobs, but government can get out of the way and be a partner with small businesses, whether it's with tax relief, whether it is with reducing regulation. And simply, like I said, being that partner is an important aspect, and providing us, we get out of the taxes. It comes down to, we are a burden as a government as it is now, and we do not need to be, and we should not be any longer.
Thank you very much. Okay, Kyle?
All right, thank you very much. I'm excited to speak on this topic because this is something that I live and breathe every day. Running a restaurant, I've been there for 4 years in a management capacity, and I don't own it. I'll be clear about that, but I do work very closely with the owner. What business owners want to hear from their candidates is specifics backed up by experience. Taxes, the number one concern of small businesses. The cost of doing business continues to rise in New York State. We need to make things more affordable, and whether that's school taxes, which are a huge driver, or also local government taxes. But it goes deeper than that and further than that. For a small business to start up, to actually do construction, they have to go through the seeker process. We need real seeker reform in New York State to make it a fair and smart approval process for our small businesses. We need to do things like make it workable to let small businesses navigate through state agencies. When the state wants something from a small business, they'll pick up the phone or they'll send you nasty letters and they'll get you right away. The moment a small business needs something from New York State, it's red tape, red tape, red tape. You make one phone call, you'll be redirected 5-6 times before you get the person. New York State is not there to help our small businesses right now. And last, one very specific example, the unemployment insurance surcharge. Last year, New York State didn't collect enough uninsurement from their businesses, so they're sending everyone a surplus charge per employee on top of that. It's just an additional tax on our small businesses, and that needs to stop. Thank you.
Thank you. Collins, anything you'd like to add?
I think one point that definitely needs to be brought out again is something like the MTA payroll tax. And through my reform efforts, New Dawn, a reform group that I founded, and obviously many New Yorkers across the state working together, glad that a state court has finally ruled that unconstitutional. Obviously, we need to follow that process, but full MTA payroll tax repeal, and more importantly, as that process has partially been successful, but we also need a full retroactive refund on the MTA payroll tax. I'm proud from day one to oppose that, and I'm proud from day one to support a retroactive refund.
Thank you, Kyle.
Well, I think it's clear through my actions and what I've said in the past that I've been fully against the MTA tax, and I'm sure we'll be able to talk more about that later. But I do want to make it clear that New Dawn had nothing to do with the repeal or the strike down of the MTA tax as it happened.